about the tuition industry is that there are some black sheep there that gives a bad name to the entire education sector.
Welcome back, my friends. Tie what Mr. Chan said together with this headline: Singapore needs foreigners to survive, and you get a very disturbing picture about the future of Singapore. Now, before I go on, I just want to repeat my appeal to you to donate to my Bukit Batok campaign by signing up for the fundraising dinner at Orange and Teal. The details are in the description box below. It strikes me as frightening, not to mention totally bizarre, that in this day and age, our education minister is having a fight with tuition centers about their advertising gimmicks. Mr. Chan had strong words regarding the unethical practice of some tuition centers, which pre-select their students and then tout the good results they produce. Now, wait a second. Is this not what elite schools and IB programs are doing? Selecting top students by having high cut-off entry points? But this is not what the government should be concerned about. Chan Chun Sing is missing the trees for the woods. The question with which he should be preoccupying himself is this: why, in the age of artificial intelligence, are our students still relying on private tuition, ethical practices or not? What does a booming billion-dollar private tuition industry say about the PAP education system? He should be focused on the fact that the MOE approach of a content-driven, exam-oriented approach has not produced a community equipped with the skills to take our country forward. From the PSLE to O and A levels, exams are still very much a part of school life. They essentially test how well students regurgitate information that teachers ladle out in the classroom. How this helps the student in the age of AI is anyone's guess. To answer the call to adapt to a rapidly changing world, the SDP has laid out clear alternative proposals in our policy paper titled Educating for Creativity and Equality, an Agenda for Transformation, which we published 11 years ago in 2014. Our solutions include: 1. Cultivate creative minds and encourage critical thinking. 2. Reduce class size to 1 teacher to 20 students per class. 3. Broaden curriculum, reduce workload. This will do away with the need for private tuition. 4. Do away with the PSLE. 5. Scrap school and class ranking. The competition for top-ranked schools is unhealthy and misguided. 6. Improve the standing of the teaching profession. 7. Introduce a dedicated teacher system where the same teacher takes a class through primary 1 to 3 before changing teachers from primary 4 to 6. Now, obviously, I cannot go into detail into each of these proposals in this short video. I invite you, the viewers, to go to the SDP website, yoursdp.org, and read the paper there. But this is what I want to focus on. After 60 years of the PAP education system, what have we to show for it? The party has had 6 decades of uninterrupted control of education policies, where it had the freedom, the unbridled power to craft a system to produce thinking, creative, and productive citizens. Instead, we are now told that without foreigners, our economy will collapse. Channel News Asia ran a chilling headline over an interview Manpower Minister Dr. Tan Sri Leng gave. It read in part, "Singapore needs foreigners to survive." Imagine that. After 60 years of its education system, we are now told that we need foreigners, and mind you, not to thrive and flourish, but merely to survive. How did we come to this? We, the citizens of Singapore, after giving up our political freedoms, after working ourselves to the bone, after having half of our population ordered to do national service, now find that we have to depend on foreigners to survive, and that we are not masters of our own destiny. The sound that you hear reverberating around the island is the loud slap that the PAP has just delivered across our national face. And herein lies the danger for Singapore. The current set of PAP ministers keep on relying on past achievements to maintain an outmoded, authoritarian system to take us into a future that is desperately crying out for an overhaul. It is going to trot out the memory of Lee Kuan Yew in its SG-60 commercial to try to shore up its vote. Now, all this signals that the present bunch of ministers cannot stand on their own record. The MRT system is plagued with breakdowns 3 times just last week. Our NRIC numbers were unmasked for public searches where even our home addresses and medical records could be reviewed. Ministers are renting government-owned good-class bungalows, and worse, it was their wives, not them, who signed the tenancy agreements. The former PM had withheld information from the public for 3 full years about the former speaker having an illicit affair with a PAP MP. And it took a member of the public to discover that Kranji Forest had been cleared by mistake, and so on. At a time when change is so desperately needed, Singapore is beset with a less than competent cabinet. There is no new bold thinking to tackle the problems that our society faces. Are the younger ministers so incentivized that no independent thinking is taking place within the cabinet? As late Nyam Tong Dao, head of civil service, once noted, in the early days, Lim Kim San and Goh Keng Swee worked day and night, and they were truly dedicated. I don't know whether Lee Kuan Yew will agree, but it started going downhill when we started to raise minister salaries. When you raise minister salaries to the point that they're earning millions of dollars, every minister, no matter how much he wants to turn up and tell Shen Long off or whatever, will hesitate when he thinks of his $1 million salary. As a result, the entire political arena has become a civil service, and I don't see anyone speaking up anymore. Even former Foreign Minister George Yeo urged his own party to reform. He said, "We must recognize there is widespread unhappiness about the government. It is not only about specific policies. It's more than that, and we cannot allow those emotions to be bottled up. We need a transformed PAP." It is clear that whoever takes over as Prime Minister makes little difference. The PAP will not reform itself. Singaporeans will have to step in to get the job done. And there is no more crucial, more urgent time than this coming elections. Please buy a ticket and come to my fundraising dinner and support my effort to win the Bukit Batok seat with GE. Go to Orange and Teal, select any of the available dates, and confirm your reservation. Let's start the process of compelling the PAP to relook at some of its policies and practices. For surely, without reform, our future will be increasingly bleak. There is no time to waste. Act now, my fellow Singaporeans. Until the next time, until the next video, I send you my best wishes. Take care.